mention really quickly, we weren't really shooting makeup into the audience. Everybody was probably at home going, that's horrible to do. No, they were soft little things, so we wouldn't do that to our audience. Further Reasons, our next guest has starred on ABC's hit show Lost, and now you can catch him on his new show Flash Forward, which I love. Take a look.
Could you get me a beer from the refrigerator, please?
We're here as your security, Mr. Campos, not your servants.
I'm trying to brute force an encryption here. I don't have time to get up. I have even less time for explicating why said request should be obvious. So why don't you toddle off, get me a beer. It'll help me cogitate. That means think.
That's a big word for such a little man.
I'm wounded.
Please welcome Dominic, Monaghan.
You look cuter every single time I see you. I feel like next time I come in, you're going to turn into like a teenager, and then like preteen, and a little baby.
Little tiny baby you can hold in your arms. You're sweet. You don't come here often enough because those are good compliments.
You're more than welcome.
And you're adorable as well. And I just said you pick good shows, good movies, good shows. You have good taste in everything that you do. Your projects are...
Thank you.
What's going on Lost? You are not helping me at all.
I keep saying to people, that's the equivalent of asking Huckleberry Finn what's happening in the next Mark Twain book. Like, I have no idea. I'm a fictional character. I turn up, I do my work, I get paid my wages, which is good. I'm getting paid by Lost and Flash Forward right now, so that's good. Anyone want to go for a dinner? I have enough money in my bank. I really don't know, And also, I kind of approach life in the sense of, like, what's in front of me is where my attention needs to be. And to a certain extent, it's like Flash Forward is kind of what's pushing me forward, and Lost is something that I used to do. Still love the show, still love the island, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But really, my headspace has to be in Flash Forward, and that's been kind of a fun show for me because he's kind of revolutionized from what Charlie is, I sat down, had one of the greatest meetings I've ever had with the creators, and they essentially said, what do you want to do? And I said, I desperately need to play someone that's different from Charlie, in the same way that I did when I finished Lord of the Rings. I had to play someone that was so different from Mary. So they said, okay, well, what is that? And I said, well, he has to kind of be a man, he has to kind of be a bad guy, he has to not be very friendly, because I want to see what the audience... How they feel when they watch me when I'm not necessarily being sweet and nice and kind, because Charlie was kind of a cute guy, and Simon really isn't. He's a bit of a snake.
Yeah, he is. And when is it coming back on? Because Flash Forward was on, then it went away, and now when does that come back? Soon?
Yeah, what's that about? March 18th. I think that's like the Winter Olympics, and then there's this show called American Idol, I think, which gets like a nice viewer rating. So that's the reason why we've been off. When we come back, I think we're on for like 10 straight, and the wheels kind of come off the story. All
right, good. I can't wait, because I was really getting all hooked, and then it was gone.
Yeah, it's fun, and I get to do some really cool stuff. I get to fool around with women, I get to play cards, I get to do the Rubik's Cube on the show, so it's all kind of fun for me.
And you get to work in L.A., too, which you haven't been able to do since you've started working, it seems.
I've never done that in my life with work. I've never left my house, put the key in the door at the end of the day and come in and see my animals and stuff like that. So that's been great. Sleep in my own bed, hang out with my social group.
Makes a big difference to come home to your own bed every night. What animals do you have? Because you're allergic to like cats and dogs, right?
Yeah, not so much anymore. When I was a kid, I was allergic to cats and dogs, so we kept, animals that didn't have fur. Right now I have two snakes, two beautiful snakes, two royal pythons. One's called Mojave, one's called Conquistador.
Do they come to their names?
They don't, but
I wonder why people name snakes. I mean, if they know they're...
Yeah! Come on. That's Mojave, man.
Yeah.
She's so cute. She is so beautiful.
She doesn't come to her name, but she completely and utterly knows that it's me. Like, if I put her on your hand, she'd be like, okay, Ellen DeGeneres, kind of interesting, have fun, check you out. And then she'd probably, like, slither away. With me, as soon as she sits on my hand, she knows it's me, she knows she's safe, and she just falls asleep.
Yeah, I would be happy for her to slither away. And,
When I was a kid, I was allergic to cats and dogs, so we kept, animals that didn't have fur. Right now I have two snakes, two beautiful snakes, two royal pythons. One's called Mojave, one's called Conquistador.
Do they come to their names?
They don't, but
I wonder why people name snakes. I mean, if they know
go.
they're...
Yeah! Come on. That's Mojave, man.
Yeah.
She's so cute. She is so beautiful.
She doesn't come to her name, but she completely and utterly knows that it's me. Like, if I put her on your hand, she'd be like, okay, Ellen DeGeneres, kind of interesting, have fun, you know, check you out. And then she'd probably, like, slither away. With me, as soon as she sits on my hand, she knows it's me, she knows she's safe, and she just falls asleep.
Yeah, I would be happy for her to slither away. And,